Okay, so it's only natural that after we talk about the centering process, we're going to talk about the 6 bodies that we have, so we can understand better the centering process, but we can understand better the world or ourselves, right? And wow, what's going on? And as I continue to research different distinctions from different dimensions and different worlds, I feel glad, because one of the things that really set me apart, I think, or gets me ahead in my architects, in the way I think about things, is the distinction about the 6 bodies. Okay, so before I knew about these distinctions, I actually learned about it from yoga, that they have 4 bodies. Sadhguru talks about it. And before that, it was just like mind, body, spirit, or mind body distinction. And when you're just staying there, it's not bad, but it's just limited. So in the beginning, when someone told me you have 4 bodies, I was like, whoa, that's new. That gives me more possibilities. But the next distinctions gave me more and more possibilities. So this is what it's about. This is what this video is about. And now we're going to detail the 6 bodies. And I want you, especially in this video, to remember that it's not kind of the truth. It's not the truth. It's not for you to believe in this. It's just a way of thinking. Architects, you can think about it and see how it works for you. Especially in this video, really, it's probably 4 or 5 bodies that you can work with, the 6 bodies, let's say. And this is why we talk about 6 bodies. But I already want to bring their other system of thinkings that include more bodies, and they're really interesting. For example, Osho talks about like 7, 8 or more different bodies, the astral body and all that. And we're not going to get into all of this esoteric stuff, because Connect Architects is more about what you can actually do with it. And it goes into the special realms, the extraordinary realms, but it's more of like, how can you use them? And this distinction is really key in this video about the 6 bodies. And I want to also thank the people before me that discovered all these things, in fill-in work and other group context. Discover about these different bodies and transfer the knowledge forward. Thank you. So let's start. First of all, we have a physical body. We all know it. Now, already notice that your physical body has food, some things that you put inside it that feed it, that keep it working, maintaining it. And there's pains. Ouch. There's like different pains. And there's also like illnesses, and there's what else? Ecstasies, right? Like, when you run, after you run, you get like, such a good feeling in your physical body. It's like an ecstasy. So notice that about your physical body. And there's also different things that, like, for example, break muscles, things that break muscle and then the muscle becomes stronger. There's all these different dynamics and aspects to it. So each one of the bodies, it's like its own dimension. And we're going to use a lot of the physical body to think about the other bodies that you have. So what other bodies do you have? Maybe you can guess. That's right, you have an intellectual body. And I put the intellectual body at second place because this is what we discover. We kind of like, as kids, we know I have a physical body, then we start notice that we're thinking at some point. And, when you notice that you're thinking, you becoming aware of it, that's when you can start doing things with it. So the more you're aware of your physical body, the more this distinction is, your intellectual body, the more this distinction is clear, the more you're gonna start using it better, understand what it is. The same like with your physical body. The more you learn about it, you learn how to maintain it and keep it healthy. So you discover your intellectual body, that's the second body. What it is, it's basically everything that has to do with the way you think, your thoughts, you know, thoughts are very complex. Like I know that in the, I don't know if to call it even fake or like spiritual realms that are new age and they're around coming from the East or taking traditions from the East, they talk a lot about like no mind, you know, your mind is just an illusion, don't think, but actually thinking is like everything, like beyond survival. So maybe even thinking was developed, what we call thinking was developed for survival because, you know, you needed to trap an animal. You know, I'm just watching all this paleologic, whatever you call it, research on ancient humans and how they started to develop thinking. So a part of it was they trying to trap animals, for example. And so it's about survival. You think about things, how to trap this animal is survival, and you need to start creating distinctions. Like not that, yes, that. The tiger wouldn't fall into the trap here, it would fall into this trap. So you started kind of like researching that, and that's how your thinking developed. But it's not only that. Like it's not only distinct in things, which some gurus will tell you that thinking it's an intellectual body, it's only about distinctions. It's also about imagining things, thinking into the future. You know, you can project, making projections, projects into the future and see what's going to happen. And also thinking about the past. You can actually proactively think about the past. And also, in general, like getting impressions. You can start gathering information in your intellectual body. This is kind of what we call architects. I mean, if you do it consciously, if you gather information and structure it in a certain way, that's what in Connect we call architects. And this is what all these videos are about here. So it's about using your intellectual body to think. Sorry, it's about using your intellectual body to think, yeah. See, I got distracted because there's a lot of noise around me and I'm staying centered with you. Then you have, what do you discover? You discover your energetic body. When do you discover it? Usually when you go to yoga. When you start doing yoga, you discover your energetic body because you start doing these physical asanas, and through them you get a more wide sensation in your whole body. So you start to feel more of your energetic body and you see how it affects you. Like if before that you were unconscious, suddenly, wow, I can feel more energetically centered because I was doing yoga now for an hour and a half. So you start feeling all these different dynamics. And you start feeling in your energetic body, when you come closer to someone, you start to be sensitive to it. It's not just a physical body when I come close to someone. It's actually, you can feel the energy. So if I make an experiment with you, you can grab a plate, maybe you have a plate of food around you, and just imagine someone putting their hand in your plate of food. Immediately you're gonna feel it because this plate of food became part of your energetic body. So we included it. Like when someone comes to touch the necklace, I can almost feel it like it's... So this is the energetic body, and part of the centering process we did is to start getting more control of your energetic body. Now, the energetic body is amazing because there's all these energetic tools that we use a lot in Connect that you don't even know about yet. But yeah, so there's a lot of things to do it where not really revealed to it. Like even in yoga, when they really prime your energetic body, you really put it into like very effective, very balanced state. They still just use the certain aspect of it. They don't really use it proactively so much. So that's the energetic body. Then what do you discover? Oh, by the way, I have emotions and feelings. This is what I discovered after doing yoga for like 5 years. So I was like, oh, I have this emotional body. Actually, I have feelings and emotion. It's not just this like noise that I need to forget about, that I need to brush to the side. I have a heart. I can speak from my heart. And this is where I started to learn about the emotional body. There's really 4 basic feelings, like 4 core feelings: anger, sadness, fear, and joy. And these are the main core feelings. And from them, if you mix them, all the other feelings are created. It's like the RGB in the television, red, green, blue. If you mix them, all the other colors are getting created. And this is just one distinction inside the emotional body, but it's an important distinction because the more you start learning about how these four feelings work, you're getting more handle on your emotional body. So you can start sharing from your heart, for example. You can start sharing, what do you feel? Like, hey, I feel sad, I feel angry, I feel glad, I feel scared. Like, you can start sharing from your feelings and you get more connected into your emotional body. And you can start talking to people from your heart. It's like, hey, I feel sad. And you slow down and you're getting into this realm of the emotional body. And it's really important to start noticing your emotions. Now, in the emotional body, we're gonna get more on that. In the feeling body, maybe it's a different video on a feeling, emotional healing process. There's feelings and there's emotions. Emotions are feelings that got stuck in the past. Okay, so notice that there is feelings, there is emotions. You know, there's a bunch of stuff. There might be a lot of stuff that we didn't even discover in the emotional body. It's a whole world. Just like if you open your veins, you know, and a doctor comes and sees your hand and you see all these things, you start to notice, oh, there's like veins in my body, there's lungs. They can do a whole research about it. And it's like just this little thing. The same like this with the emotional body. It's not so basic. This is sometimes people that hear the work that we're doing, they're like, how much can you talk about these feelings and emotion? But they really, it's like, you can be a doctor in this. There's so much things happening in your emotional body. Okay? Then you discover already four bodies. Discover the physical body, the intellectual body, the emotional body, and the energetic body. What else? You have your archetypal body. This is the fifth body that you learn about, and there's all these archetypal domains. There's all these different archetypal domains. Now, what is the archetypal body? It's this body that is beyond. It's something that is beyond you, but you can really feel it somewhere, and you cannot explain it. For example, you had this calling to go to another country, to go somewhere, and you didn't know why, but somehow you felt it inside you. Where did you feel it? You feel it in your archetypal body. And once you start paying attention to your archetypal body, there's so much weird stuff happening. Like, I mean, once you start living in this archetypal reality, oh my God, you know, so many things. Like just doing this video right now, in the background, there's basically chaos. Like, you don't even know what's going on. And why does it happen? Like, I could stand there a million times and nothing happened. But this time, because I'm doing this video, there's, you know, something need to happen. Something need to challenge me to check if I'm centered. And there's all these forces that are beyond us that coming into your help on one hand. But sometimes, you know, sometimes to challenge you. In your archetypal body, you had this life adventure. This life adventure, things are not so intellectual. They're not so logical. They're not so reasonable. Sometimes, you know, it's not so like energetic. It's not so simple. Sometimes it's coming in the archetypal dimension. And if you want to learn more about that, I'm going to do another video about the archetypal body, about different archetypal domains. I'm not going to get into it because it's a really big topic. And yeah, but this is the fifth body that you have. And then I said that there is a sixth body. And this is, again, it's just a distinction. But what is the sixth body? Some people like look at the archetypal body like that kind of connection. But I call the sixth body the spiritual body. Like, I don't call it the spiritual body, but I call this body is like the, you know, the connection with God, the connection with the divine. It's where you feel this like ultimate divine connection with something that is beyond you. Right? So you can somehow feel it. And I don't know, maybe you didn't feel it before. I mean, even the archetypal body, when I talk about it, sometimes most of us kind of felt it during their life. Like they had this feeling where for some reason they need to go to talk to someone, or a certain object was special to them. Like they had this notebook from their grandfather, and one day they saw this notebook and they opened it and it took them on this life journey. This is kind of the the archetypal body that sometimes happen, but also the sixth body, the connection with the divine, with the beyond, you know, is just this like pure connection. And sometimes in your sixth body, you can somehow feel it sometimes, and it helps you, you know, to stay connected to something more. And so I want to empower a lot the connection with the sixth body. I want to talk about it. I want to bring it more online because, first of all, it's so powerful, so important for you, for your journey as a sensitive, powerful individual that came to do something about the world. It's so important to your journey, but also like once you start noticing it, a lot of the other things become less important because it carries you, like your connection with something beyond, like, you know, it can make you do impossible things. It took you on this life journey, you know, in this life journey that is so weird and so wonderful and it's so strange, like that sixth body, it's where you experience it. It's where you're experiencing all of it. So it's so unique, it's so special. Like even now, just talking about it, it's like all these people around me, you don't see it as just like getting attracted to the space that is created from talking about the sixth body. And a lot of, you know, a lot of special messages, you know, that you got, you know, they were very special. You got it from this body. And sometimes it's not easy. Like the journey, I really feel like I never said that before, but I feel like the connection to the sixth body, it really has a toll on you. It takes a toll on you. I mean, I'm going to give this example, okay, but don't take it too literal. It's like these stories in the Torah, in the Hebrew Bible, where this archetypal character, like this whole thing is really like archetypal. But, you know, but the journey that this person went through, I mean, you know, I don't know if it's just stories, but like it's really heavy, you know, it's really like, it's you against the world, not against, but you know, there's the sixth body that carries you through things that you could not imagine. And I mean, even if you look at your journey in your life, could you imagine this as a kid, that this is what's going to happen? Your journey was probably so diverse and flourished to dimension that you never even imagined. Like, what is that even? So this is all the stuff that I capture in my sixth body. And just one note on that, and I think the research for this body just starts. Like the rest of these bodies, we really research a lot, and we can give a lot of experiment. Maybe if you go to the Connect page about the six bodies, you can find more experiments to get to connect with each one of these bodies. But really the sixth body is just the beginning of a research. And yeah, I really feel that it's a special one. You know, it's a special path. And just like even bringing that distinction, it was a bit weird for me in the beginning. Like I was a bit scared to share about it, but there I am in this video. I want to set the record straight. I wanted to start over. I wanted to bring reframe of all this distinction and work in a more structured and a more clear way. Now that I'm, you know, hosting all these trainings and working with people all over the world, I'm doing it quite a lot. Like I'm repeating a lot of these things. So I wanted to put it in the video, the basics, so you can get it. You can start experimenting with the basics. And then when we meet, or maybe you come with a training, you also have already a lot of this captured, a lot of these experience points about all of this. So I'm going to end with only one more thing. Okay, we covered all the six bodies, but I want to end with one thing that I mentioned in the beginning. So in the beginning, I told you that each one of these bodies has its own food, its own pain, its own gains, and its own ecstasies. And what I want you to do is I want you to go on each one of these bodies and see, are you feeding this body enough? The simple example that a lot of people in the self-development world give is like, Are you feeding your intellectual body with books? Like, are you reading? And you see it a lot. Like, I feel there's a big emphasis on that in the New Age realm. It's like how to feed your energetic body. When you see like beautiful people sit in nature, share a nice meal, you know, just connecting to the river, walking naked in the forest, whatever, you know. So they demonstrate how to feed your energetic body, which is important. It's like the connection to nature also. Even your archetypal body. You know, a lot of the people that, and we do it too, of course, we encourage you to find your own life mission. This is a lot of feeding your archetypal body. So I want you to notice and just check with yourself, how are you feeding each one of these bodies? And as an experiment, you can make a list of each one of the bodies. How do you feed it? What are your pains in this body? Like physical body, I mean, I have back pain, for example, that I'm carrying for a while now. And I feel sad about it, actually. But also, what are the pains in your emotional body? Maybe you don't have enough heart-to-heart connection. Maybe you're missing your friends, like. And what are the pains in your energetic body? Maybe you're not going to nature enough. Maybe you don't have enough activities like dance or surfing where you can reboost or restart whatever your energetic body. What about your archetypal body? What are the pains that you have there? What are the ecstasies? Like, what really turns you on and make you ecstatic in your archetypal body? I mean, for me, it's like when I do a workshop, and the end of the workshop, when I feel like I deliver this space. So many people, I empowered so many people, I'm like just blissful. Like I'm just in another dimension. My archetypal body is so activated that I don't need anything. You know, I don't need to eat. I don't need anything. So like, what is the foods in your archetypal body? What are the ecstasies? And, you know, in the 6 bodies, who knows? It's a research. So thank you for watching this video. If you like it, maybe, you know, like it, maybe share it with more people. I think a lot of people would love to know these distinctions. Again, it's not the truth, or it's not a belief system. It's just something workable. That when you start thinking about these architects, about this architecture in your intellectual body, to understand things, it can structure some things for you. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next video. Right there or right there. Ciao.
Rana.
Знаешь, почему раб? Клетка, сетка.